Hello everyone, this is my 2007 Volkswagen Jetta GLI. It has the 2-liter FSI turbo, Volkswagen's first 2-liter turbo, and I am going to do a bit of an experiment. So I've heard quite a lot online about Valvoline Restore and Protect. This engine, I've had the valve cover off a couple times, and there's been some significant varnish, no sludge, but the previous owner wasn't super good on being up to date with oil changes, so I want to see if I follow these guys' recommendations, if that will clean that up. So I also want to do a compression test before and after. So I've just warmed the car up to 60 degrees for coolant temperature and 6 Celsius, and we're going to do a compression test. At the same time, I'm going to do spark plugs. I just did a timing belt last night. So we'll start with compression readings at the same temperature before and after, and we are going to see if it makes any sort of difference. Now, I will say this car has 300 and just about 320,000 kilometers on it. This engine is in optimal running condition. Like I said, I did a timing belt. Recently, I did a cam chain with tensioner. I've been up to date on high pressure fuel pump, cam followers. It doesn't leak or burn any oil. I never have to add oil in between my oil change intervals, which are about 5,000 miles. So we are just going to see if this makes any sort of a difference with varnish and compression. So I've never done a compression test on this engine, so we'll see. I believe healthily 180 or 190 PSI is what you would be hoping for. I think 150 is the minimum. And we're going to go from there. So let's get started. All right, cylinder 1 is set up, ready to go. All my spark plugs are pulled, and the electrical connector is pulled off of my fuel rail, so we will have no fuel firing. The engine, like I said, is warmed up. We have about a 60-degree coolant temperature, Celsius, and I'll just do them all off camera, and I will write each number down. All right, so compression test is done. So coolant temp was 60. So cylinder 1, 2, and 4 were all 170 on the dot. Cylinder 3 was 180. I'm not sure if that was a tester fault or whatnot, because the pressure shot up really fast and then kind of stayed there. But I don't know, because cylinder 1, 2, and 4 were gradual builds after a couple seconds of cranking. So anyways, all good numbers. So that's a good baseline. Now, for sludge, there isn't really any sludge inside this engine. There is some caked on varnish and whatnot. Nothing horrible, but I have seen these valve covers or underneath the valve covers on these engines before, on really well maintained ones. And I mean, the color down here was the same color that was on top of the spark plug well. So I know there is room for improvement. I just want to see if Restore and Protect can clean this up a little bit. I kind of have my doubts. I don't think it'll be much of a difference, but I'll take a few pictures before and after before I button this all back up together. Won't be changing the valve cover gasket yet, because I will be taking this off. The rubber is still pretty soft. And yeah, don't mind the sludge. This engine hasn't been warmed up for the past few drive cycles, so that's just condensation. Not a blown head gasket. Yeah, otherwise, looks pretty okay. Nothing to really write home about, thankfully. All right, we are all back together. We got new spark plugs in, and we're ready to drain oil. Now, before I put this stuff in, I just want to say the thickest oil that you can put in that would match this car's oil spec is 530. I prefer 540 in this car, but 530 is acceptable too. It does not match the VW. I think it's either 502 or 505. I'd have to look it up. Does not have that spec on it. Frankly, I don't care. This car is 20 years old, and it has ran much sketchier oil. So I'm not really going to care a whole lot about that. I wouldn't do that on a brand new one, but this car has 300,000 K. Engine is still healthy after running very interesting types of oil. So yeah, so let's get to draining the oil now, and we can throw this stuff in. All right, so this is our mileage, 314, 790. and we will be returning in about anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers from now, and we will see what happens. All right, it's been about 4 months or so since I put that original clip out. I posted a part 1 to YouTube, but I'm just gonna remove that video and then just make a whole series out of it now, so I'll just have one video. Yeah, it's been 5,000 miles, and we are now going to redo our compression test. This engine is warmed back up to 60 degrees again, and we are going to continue, see what Restore and Protect has done. If anything, like I kind of mentioned before, I pretty well doubt it that there's any difference, but I know Valvoline say you need to do up to 4 oil changes for there to be like full results, but this is just after the first one, so I'm just curious if anything else has been done. So let's get started with the compression test first. Okay, we're all set up, spark plugs are out, tester's hooked up. This is what we had before, and now we'll make our after, so let's get to it. Okay, cylinder 2. Number 3. And number 4. Okay, results are in. So I'll let you kind of compare that. So cylinder 1, 170 before, 175 after, same with 2. Number 3, I'm pretty sure that definitely was a tester fault because it was not going up to 180 before. So not super sure about the deal with that. And then cylinder 4 went down 5 PSI. So I'm going to say nothing really definitive there. I mean, yeah, 1 and 2 were up 5, but then 3 and 4 are supposedly down. So I don't really believe that. The tester could be at fault here. And then with everything apart, it is looking exactly the same. Exactly the same. I compared some before and afters, and there's not. I was thinking maybe it would clean up some of that caked on varnish there, but no avail. It still looks great in here. I do wish it was cleaner, but yeah, no real definitive answer there. So I guess there we have it. Now I could try this 4 more times or 3 more times, I guess, and I will be. So I'll be changing the oil right after this with Restore and Protect again. But yeah, not in measurable results yet, at least. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video after the 4th oil change. I'll keep it to 5,000 miles for intervals, and then we'll see what happens. Provided this car doesn't die, because it is aged a little bit, but it still seems to be running strong, so no real reason to get rid of it yet. But yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was hopeful, but I also did have my doubts, like I said before. So, but I mean, there isn't a whole lot of sludge to clean up in this engine. I could see it being more beneficial to engines that are worse off than this. But yeah, still doesn't leak or burn oil, so it's not like it had a whole lot of work to do. Just kind of cleaning up the cylinder head and whatnot, which didn't really do, at least that I could tell. Maybe if someone's eagle-eyed in the viewers, they can kind of compare back and forth, but from what it looks like to me after just watching the first part that I made, and then now, there's no difference that I can tell. So that is Restore and Protect in a vehicle that does not suit Restore and Protect, because like I said, it doesn't match the spec, but it worked fine. Again, no running differences or anything like that, as you'd expect. So anything that I did notice would have been placebo. So, but yeah, anyways, that is it for now. I'll leave that and put her back together, do the oil change, which I'll do off camera, so I'll sign off here. But thank you for watching, and maybe in a year from now, I'll post a follow-up video after another oil change, or another 3 oil changes are done. So, all right, toodaloo.